snow over the hill, a breath between the trees. The grass still holds the cold of night, the river keeping still. You stand a little ahead of me, hands folded in your sleeves, looking at nothing in particular, seeing everything. I almost call your name just to hear it move through the air, but the valley is listening and the wind is careful today. So I let the moment stay. There are places the silence knows us, where the world grows wide and still, where the hours forget their numbers and the heart can say what it will. There are mornings that hold us like water in the quiet of the field, where nothing is asked between us and nothing needs to be healed. A crow draws a slow black line across the pale sky. Somewhere beyond the tree line, a dog answers the morning. You turn with that quiet smile, always arriving late, like sun that takes its time, reaching the far side of the hill. Your hair lifts with the wind, like the air once belonged to you. And for a moment the years fall away, like leaves releasing their branch. We are standing exactly where we began. There are places the silence knows us, where the world grows wide and still, where the hours forget their numbers and the heart can say what it will. There are mornings that hold us like water in the quiet of the field, where nothing is asked between us and nothing needs to be healed. If time is a river, I'll step out right here. Let the current take others, let them carry the years. I'll stay where the sky breathes slow, above this open land. Your shadow beside me, your warmth in my hand. There are places the silence knows us, where the earth moves calm and slow, where the wind in the long grass whispers the things we already know. There are mornings that never quite leave us, that live in the dark before light, where love doesn't ask for a promise, only air and time and night. Coat still hanging by the door, same position, slightly worn. You don't move it, not because, but because it still belongs. Cup you used stays in the rack, not in front, not pushed back, just exactly where it was when it stopped being enough. Nothing added, nothing gone. My love will hold forever, not in the way you said, not in the shape it started, not in the words we kept. My love will hold forever, quiet and out afraid. untouched, but not undone. Window open, just a line. Air moves through it from time to time. You don't think of leaving now, you just don't go very far. Like the space adjusts itself to the distance where you are. No decision, no return. My love will hold forever, not as a promise made, not as a fixed direction, not as a debt unpaid. My love will hold forever, even when not in use. Not something you can measure, not something you can lose. There's a version still intact, not in memory, not in past, just a layer underneath that doesn't shift or ask. And it doesn't need a place, doesn't fade, doesn't stay, just a constant without form, in a very quiet way. Not returning, not erased. My love will hold forever, not in a way to see, not in a form that answers what it was meant to be. My love will hold forever, even without a sign. Not something you return to, just something that remains. Keys already in his hand, jacket folded, not yet worn, shoes aligned beside the door, like he's rehearsed it once before. Kitchen light still slightly on, plate untouched, the evening stalled. There's a message on the screen, he lets it stay unread. 5 minutes, nothing fixed. 5 minutes before leaving, everything's still in place. Every object keeps its meaning, every room still has a face. 5 minutes before leaving, no one calls it what it is, just a pause that looks like living, just a breath before it splits. Bathroom mirror, steady frame, he adjusts but nothing changes. Runs his hand across his jaw like he's checking for a trace. Hallway narrow, breathing low, floor remembers every step. He walks slower than he should, like he's buying something left. 5 minutes, nothing moves. 5 minutes before leaving, everything's still in place. Every silence has a structure, every word refuses its place. 5 minutes before leaving, no There's no scene, no final line, no one asking him to stay. Just the absence of resistance in a very careful way. And it settles in the room like it's always been designed. Not a break, not even loss, just a shift he won't define. 5 minutes before leaving, nothing left to explain. Every detail stays exactly where it stood before the change. 5 minutes before leaving, then the handle, then the air, then the room without a reason, then the door, then the stairs. You don't raise it anymore, you just place it where it lands. Every word exactly cut to avoid what it demands. There's a space between the lines, you don't let it fill itself. You keep everything contained like it's stored on a shelf. Don't get close, don't expand. Keep your voice low, keep it tight. Don't let anything slip out that you can't rewrite. Keep your voice low, keep it clean. No one needs to understand what you really mean. They are listening for a shift, not the sound but what it hides. Every pause becomes a sign, every breath gets classified. You adjust without a trace, no reaction, no delay. Like you practiced how to speak just to keep it all in place. Stay exact, stay inside. Keep your voice low, hold the line. Don't let anything escape that you can't define. Keep your voice low, don't break through. Everything can stay intact if it's kept from view. You don't wait for what you think, you decide before it shows. Every answer pre-aligned, so it never overflows. Someone asks you something real, you reduce it as it stands. Leave them with a working version, not the one you understand. Stay exact, stay. Underneath that would say it all at once. Cut the structure, drop the frame, leave it open, uncontrolled. But it never makes it out, you contain it as it grows. Just a pressure in the form of a voice you know. They hand it to you at the door. No receipt, no name attached, just a line you're meant to sign in a language shaped to match. Someone nods, you nod back, like the terms were never yours. You don't ask what it will cost, you just take it while it's here. No one says it, still you know. You pay nothing, nothing now, just a quiet kind of promise you don't read out loud. You pay nothing, so it seems, till it shows up in the places you don't keep clean. Every offer fits your hand, every word already yours, like they measured what you lack before you reach the door. There's a comfort in the ease, in the absence of a cost, like a system running open even when you know it's not. No condition written down, and you pay nothing, nothing yet, just a shift you hardly notice in the things you don't protect. You pay nothing, take your time till it settles in your habits, line by line. You stop checking certain things, stop returning certain calls, leave a gap you don't define, let it move along the walls. There's a version you remember, standing straighter, asking why. Now you mostly sign the forms and let the better questions die. Nothing taken, nothing missed. You pay nothing, nothing now, just a quiet kind of promise you don't read out loud. You pay nothing, so it seems, till it shows up in the places you don't keep clean. There's no bill, no sudden break, no clear point where it begins, just a version of yourself that adjusts to let it in. And it stays because it can, not because you chose to keep, just a pattern you stop naming, settling past your reach. You pay nothing, nothing clear, just a weight that grows familiar year by year. You pay nothing till it shows in the distance between who you are and what you chose. We didn't mark them as they passed, no dates, no lines, no names attached, just a way the hours held without asking to be kept. Coffee left beside the sink, shoes not where they used to be. Nothing changed enough to note, still it shifted quietly. No intention, no design. The days we didn't lose are still somewhere in between, not behind us, not ahead, not exactly what they seemed. The days we didn't lose, never asked to be defined, just a sequence we moved through without leaving it behind. reply. Not because it didn't matter, just because it didn't need to try. Windows open, same old air, moving through what stayed in place. We were not becoming more, we were not losing shape. No direction, no demand. The days we didn't lose, held together without force. Not a plan we followed through, not a line we stayed across. The days we didn't lose never needed to be named, just a rhythm we kept walking without stepping out of frame. That made it last, just a pattern without edges spread across what we passed. And it doesn't fade or hold, doesn't ask to be returned, just a layer underneath, something steady, never lasts. The days we didn't lose are not something we can find, not a place we can return to, not a state we left behind. The days we didn't lose stay exactly where they were, not as memory, not as past, just as something that occurred. Air doesn't move in here, not because it has to stay, just the way it settles in when there's nothing left to say. You don't open any doors, not to keep it, not to hide, just a sense that if you shift, it might change what's inside. No release, no display. The heat stays where it is, not rising, not leaving, just something that sits. The heat, not in the room, in the distance between what you say and what you don't. Every surface holds it back, not enough to make it fade, just enough to let it stay in a form that doesn't break. You keep talking as before, keep the lines exactly placed, like the structure will contain what you don't wanna face. Stay composed, stay in frame. It's ground in the space that appears when the sound isn't sound. You stop noticing the shift, not because it disappears, just because it settles in like it's always been right here. You adjust without a sign, leave the edges as they are, like the space can hold itself if you don't look too far. No reaction, no something you use. The heat doesn't end, just a presence that stays when There's no point where it arrives, no clear second you can name. Just the pressure without source, without reason, without shape. And it settles in between, not in touch, not in view. Just a layer that remains when there's nothing left to do. The heat stays with you, not visible, not spoken, not something you use. The heat doesn't end, just a presence that stays when the moment pretends. Floor already under strain. Shoes don't land, they negotiate. Shoulders shift before the beat, like they're trying to stay ahead. Someone says your name too loud. You don't turn, you change your pace. Keep your hands exactly where no one reads them on your face. Slow down, don't explain. Move like you mean it, even if you don't. Let it pass for something real, even if it won't. Move like you mean it, keep it clean, precise. No one's asking what it is, as long as it looks right. Mirror cut across the wall gives you angles you don't trust. Every version slightly off, every motion slightly rushed. Someone closer than before, breathing patterns not your own. You adjust without a pause, like the space is overgrown. Stay in time, stay in time, stay unread. Move like you mean it, even if you don't. Let it pass for something certain, even if it won't. The design. There's a second where it slips, where the rhythm drops you out, where the body hesitates, like it's asking, what about? But it closes just as fast, like it never came to mind. Just a fraction out of sync, quickly folded back in line. Move like you mean it, don't let go. Keep it running through your system, keep it under control. Move like you mean it, hold the frame. If it looks like it belongs, what it means. You said it early, before it held. You were already halfway gone before you turned to look. Said you knew how this would end, like like you read it in a book. Pointed out the smallest shift, called it early, called it clean. Like the moment had a plan, and you knew what it would mean. You saw it first, before it showed, before the lines began to move, before it took its form. Every pattern feels familiar once you say you've seen it twice. Every ending feels expected once you frame it as advice. You collect these small conclusions, keep them lined up in a row, like they prove you stayed ahead of something no one needs to know. You saw it first, that's how it goes. Like it gives you something back for letting it slip away. Maybe nothing needed naming, maybe nothing needed proof. Now it's quieter than before, nothing left to point ahead. You don't say it quite as fast, you just let it pass instead. Still you keep the shape of it like it mattered at the time, like the fact you named it once lets you say it wasn't mine. You saw it first, or so you say, like it keeps you slightly clear of what you couldn't stay. Just a moment passing through without a version you could use, and the second that you held it, it became something to lose. You saw it first, but not enough to keep it where it was before it wasn't us. Pulls up, engine still, radio already on. Someone laughing into nothing for a night that's almost gone. Street light flickers once, then twice, timing slightly out of place, like the evening missed its cue and no one marked the take. Something's off, but no one stops. Wrong song playing for this scene. Every word a little late, every cut too clean. Wrong song playing, but it stays, like it's ahead of every step, like it's always known the place. Door swings open, voices spill, shoes still echo on the floor. Someone dancing in the hall, no one asked them what for. Glass gets filled, then overfills. Someone wipes it with a sleeve, like it never really spilled. Same rhythm, different frame. Wrong song playing for this night. Every move just slightly off, every line not right. Wrong song playing, still it runs, like it doesn't need an entrance, like it's always been the one. Summer steps out outside to breathe, stands there longer than they meant, lights a cigarette or doesn't. Either way, the moment's spent. Conversation through the glass, mouths moving, nothing carried like a channel. No one's watching, left on by the time they married. Every exit fits the song. Wrong song playing for the scene. Every word a little late, every cut too clean. Wrong song playing, but it stays like it's ahead of every step, like it's always known the place. Maybe it was always there, just beneath the proper sound. Just a version out of sync, never fully written down. And it slips between the lines, in the parts you thought you knew. Not a glitch, not a mistake, just a frequency that's true. Wrong song playing, no rewind. Every second still connected, just not in your time. Wrong song playing, let it stay. Maybe this was always closer. Maybe this was always the way. Like a passing line, something small not meant to stay. You could hear it if you tried, but you let it drift away. Glass still half, chair still close, nothing visibly off track. Just a tone you didn't hold and a step you didn't catch. Not a signal, not a break. She was already leaving. You missed the cue. Already leaving, nothing left to prove. She was already leaving. You missed the cue. Already leaving, nothing left to prove. You kept talking, same as usual. Kept the rhythm, kept the pace, like the moment would correct if you held it in its place. She was looking past the frame, not at you, not at the room. Like she'd placed herself somewhere you were only passing through. No resistance, no delay. She was already leaving. You missed the cue. Already leaving, nothing left to prove. She was already leaving. You missed the cue. Already leaving, nothing left to prove. Yeah. There's no point where it begins, no clear second you can name. Just a version of the scene where it doesn't play the same. And you only notice it when there's nothing left to hold. When the shape you thought you knew doesn't fit the way it's told. She was already leaving. Missed the cue. Already leaving, nothing left to prove. She was already leaving. You missed the cue. Already leaving, nothing left to prove. thin line under the curtain. Your coffee waits beside the sink, cooling in the quiet. You look at me a second like you're about to say something, but you never do. And the room is so quiet, I can hear the clock breathe. Stay here in the slow light, where the world hasn't begun, where the day is still deciding what will become. Stay here in the slow light, don't open the door yet. Some mornings are fragile and we forget. Your hand moves through your hair like you're waking from somewhere far. The floor is cold under bare feet, and the sky is turning silver. Someone starts a car outside, down the street, far away. But in the small square of morning, time moves differently, like it's waiting for you. And the room is so quiet, I can hear you breathing now. Stay here in the slow light, where the world hasn't begun, where the day is still deciding what will become. Stay here in the slow light, don't open the door yet. Some mornings are fragile and we forget. One day we'll remember this, not the words, not the plans, just the dust in the sunlight, in your hand, in my hand. And I don't wanna name it, I just wanna stay in this room where nothing's broken and nothing slipped away, where the light is still deciding and your face is still here, and the whole long day before us hasn't cost us